Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking it out if you're new. I just got out of seeing Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and I figured I'd share some of my thoughts with you. Looking back on the first film, I actually like it a lot. I really enjoyed it a lot when it came out, and I think it still holds up. It's just a small story about this boy and his found family and learning the responsibilities of these new powers he's gained. It's just very wholesome. Same thing could be said for this one. This film is getting tore up by critics, and I'm not really sure why. Is it as good as the first film? No, but I think it's pretty alright. It's still definitely a fun time at the theater. And let's be real, folks. Do you really think this film's as bad as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Looking at the performances in the film, all the actors are bringing their A-game here. Zachary Levi is perfect as Shazam. You really believe him as a 17-year-old in this grown man's body. Jack Dylan Grazer gets a lot of screen time in this film, and I think it's well earned. He has good chemistry with both Asher Angel, who plays the normal Billy, and then he has good chemistry with Zachary Levi as well. He's got a little romance here with Rachel Zegler, which is cute. Asher Angel, while he doesn't have a lot of screen time, is fine in the role. I was worried with these, because the kids have all gotten so much older. I was worried that the normal family stuff wouldn't work. You've got these 20-year-olds now, but they all are actually pretty good and still hold up in these roles. The villains in this film are the Daughters of Atlas. I think they're okay. They're serviceable. They're nothing great. I preferred Savannah in the first film. He had more of that depth to him. We understood him more of the idea of magic will solve all my problems. Versus here, the Daughters of Atlas have some conflicting ideologies and some varying goals that change throughout the film that we'll talk more about in spoilers. So, yeah, it's pretty hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it because the marketing showed nothing. If you're at all interested, I would recommend going to check it out. If you do, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Stick around if you've seen the film to hear my spoiler thoughts. So getting right down to it, the Daughters of Atlas are interesting as villains, but they're nothing amazing. I would have preferred seeing someone like Mr. Mind, like what was teased at the end of the last film, instead of them. We've got Lucy Liu, Helen Mirren, and Rachel Zegler as the three goddesses who are the antagonists of this film. Of course, we get the usual twist. Lucy Liu's goddess is more evil than the other two and wants to destroy the world. This is where some of my problems come in, is that the goddesses don't have quite a clear goal at the start of the film. At the start of the film, it appears they're mad that Billy and his family have the powers of the gods and they want them back. But then about halfway through, they introduce the idea of the Seed of Eternity, I think it's called, or the Seed of Reality, one of those two, Seed of Life. Which is basically this golden apple that will restore the god realm back to what it was after the wizards sealed it off and it died out. Of course, while Helen Mirren and Rachel Zegler are satisfied with just bringing their realm back, Lucy Liu wants revenge on the humans and wants to tear the human realm apart using this. When she does plant this, we get some pretty interesting character designs in the third act that definitely scream David F. Sandberg, the director of this film. I did really like the bit that came out of that with Darla and the Skittles with the unicorns. It was very funny, very cute scene. Taste the rainbow, motherfuckers will forever be stuck in my head. I wish we could have gotten more of the human stuff with this film. Like I said, Asher Angel gets a very little screen time in this movie because he's Shazam almost the whole movie. The film introduces this conflict of Billy aging out of the foster system and him not quite being comfortable calling his foster mother Mom yet. We don't really have the time to flesh that out. Instead, it's just kind of resolved. He calls her Mom at the end of the film, and that's that. I think it's interesting here that they had Billy die at the end of the film. It caught me off guard. They don't really do that in these kind of movies. Though it's quickly undone by the Deus Ex Machina that is Wonder Woman in this film. Don't love that she showed up. I thought she was cute for the cameo about Billy having a crush on her, but I don't like that she just kind of shows up and brings him back to life out of nowhere. We could have really used your help earlier in the film, but okay, thanks for showing up now, after I'm already dead. There are two after-credit scenes. In the mid-credit scene, we see Hardcore and Economos from the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker recruiting Shazam for the Justice Society of America. I actually really like this a lot, and I wish we were continuing at this universe for this reason only. My friend Phil with 1L, go check out his channel, talked about this back when Black Adam came out, that it appeared like they were trying to introduce the idea of the Justice Society of America being Amanda Waller's team, like it is in the New 52. Side note, in that movie they also talk about how the Justice Society's been around for a while, so he joked about the idea of Amanda Waller buying the IP, and I find that hilarious. But yeah, this would be an interesting storyline if they continue with it. I'm not sure what they're doing. I don't even know if James Gunn or anyone there really quite has a concrete plan yet. I would love to see Zach show back up in the Waller show or something like that, continuing this Justice Society storyline there. The second credit scene reintroduces us to Dr. Savannah and Mr. Mind from last film, where they kind of acknowledge that they haven't done anything with those characters yet. Mr. Mind makes a cute joke about how he's too slow. It got a good chuckle out of the audience. I wish we could have seen him more in this film, and if there is any way we can continue this in a HBO show or third film, please use Mr. Mind. And with that just reminded me that I didn't really talk about the humor in this movie. I think the humor in this movie is actually pretty good. It got a lot of chuckles, good, big audience reactions. Like I said, that Mr. Mind joke got a good chuckle out of everyone who stayed. Taste the Rainbow Motherfuckers got a good one out of the audience. Freddy's awkwardness with Rachel Ziegler had everyone laughing. And yeah, it's just a really funny film, just like the first one. Yeah, I thought the VFX in this movie were also pretty good. There's some awkward things where, like Billy's suit's on fire. That doesn't look that great, but what can you say? I think the dragon looks good in the third act, the lightning, the dome, things like that. The flying around effects they do here are fine. I really like the visualization of Anthea's power. I believe they said it was called Axis, and essentially she can move around in space and time or something like that. Basically Inception, or think the mirror dimension from Doctor Strange. So yeah, overall I thought this film was a fun time, I wasn't angry about it. I think critics are being way too harsh on it. Is it as good as the first film? No, but it's still a good time. I enjoyed it. You don't have to rush out and go see it right now, but I would definitely recommend a matinee or a discount day if you're worried about the price of movie theaters these days. But that's just my thoughts. Whenever you get the time to check out the film, or if you're not going to check out the film, let me know down in the comments below. If you like what you saw here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.